You know that feeling, right? That knot like deep in your shoulders?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a headache creeping up, that buzzing, restless feeling under your skin.
Mm-hmm. That's stress showing up physically.
It really is. Our bodies have this built-in alarm system. They tense up, go on red alert when we feel under pressure.
It's that old fight or flight response kicking in.
Exactly. And in our nonstop modern lives, it often just leaves us feeling, well, completely wound up.
It does. And our bodies react directly physiologically. You get hormones like adrenaline flooding the system, getting muscles ready for action.
But the problem is when the stress isn't just a quick thing, right? When it hangs around.
Right. When it becomes chronic,
Yeah.
then that physical readiness, that tension, it just stays. The muscles don't get the memo to relax.
And based on the sources we dove into, that long-term physical tension, it's way more than just uncomfortable. It can actually be harmful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The material points to things like headaches, really persistent sore muscles, even digestive problems starting up.
And impacting your immune system, making you more likely to catch colds, the flu.
Mm-hmm. And sleep. Forget about it. It can really mess with your sleep patterns.
It sounds like a really vicious cycle.
It absolutely is. You feel stressed, so your body tenses up, you get aches and pains.
It then makes you feel even more stressed.
Exactly. It's this feedback loop. You can feel kind of trapped, increasingly overwhelmed.
Okay, but what if, and this is what we really dug into today, what if breaking that loop was actually surprisingly simple?
Well, that's the core of this deep dive, isn't it? Looking at these sources, exploring how simple stretching
Can be this powerful tool, not just for the physical tension, but for the mental stress too. It's
Yeah.
way more than just, reaching for your toes.
It really is. It's about unlocking some genuine relief.
So why does it work? The science behind it is fascinating.
It is. The sources show it works on like multiple levels at once. The most obvious one is just directly releasing that muscle tension.
The tightness we actually feel.
Right. When you gently stretch a muscle that's been clenched because of stress, it sends a signal, literally a message, back to your brain saying, hey, it's okay, you can relax now.
So it's like actively countering the stress signal.
Precisely. A direct counterpoint.
And then there's the blood flow aspect, which I found really interesting.
Yeah, that's huge. Think of your circulatory system like as plumbing. Tight muscles can sort of kink the hoses, right? Restricting flow.
Okay.
Gentle stretching helps ease those kinks, improve circulation.
So more oxygen, more nutrients getting around.
Exactly. To tired muscles, sure, but also, crucially, up to your brain.
Which helps with feeling calmer, maybe thinking clearer.
Mm-hmm. And one source even highlighted how stretching bigger muscles, especially in the lower body, can really boost overall circulation, maybe even help heart health long term.
Wow. Okay, but you mentioned it gets even more powerful.
Yes, this is where it connects deeply to the nervous system. The sources kept pointing this out. Holding a stretch, static stretching, that helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system.
Yeah. Okay, break that down.
So if fight or flight is the gas pedal,
Yeah.
the parasympathetic system is the brake. It's the rest and digest mode.
Ah, right.
So by stretching, you're consciously hitting that brake. You're telling your body and mind, calm down. It induces relaxation, directly pushes back against the stress response.
You're like flipping a switch from high alert to quiet.
You got it.
Yeah.
You're basically using your body's own systems to fight stress.
That's pretty clever. And what about endorphins? I've heard stretching can release those.
Well, the sources suggest it may contribute. Research is ongoing, but yeah, stretching could potentially encourage the release of those natural feel-good chemicals.
The ones that lift your mood and maybe dull pain a bit.
Exactly. So that feeling of ease after a good stretch, that might be your internal pharmacy kicking in.
Okay, so there's the physical release, the blood flow, the nervous system switch. But there's a mental piece too, right?
Oh, absolutely. The act of stretching itself, it encourages mindfulness.
Oh, so?
When you focus on the feeling in your body, that subtle release, and you sync it up with your breath, deep, slow breaths.
You have to pay attention.
Right. You're anchoring yourself in the present moment. And that's incredibly powerful for interrupting that cycle of anxious thoughts that often fuels stress.
It pulls you out of your head back into your body.
Precisely. Which is exactly where you need to be to break that mental stress loop. It connects to ideas like somatic exercise, moving with intention.
And all of this together must help with sleep.
Definitely. A less tense body, a calmer mind. It makes sense that you'd fall asleep easier and get deeper, more restorative sleep.
And good sleep is fundamental for managing stress long term.
Foundational. So we've seen why it works biologically, psychologically, But the really practical takeaway from the source
Is
is
that it's accessible.
so accessible. You don't need to be a gymnast. You don't need hours. The focus is really on gentle, simple movements.
Yeah, the sources highlighted stretches you can do almost anywhere. Like, think about seated stretches. A simple spine twist in your chair, or a neck stretch, or hip stretch. Quick things you can do at your desk, right?
Totally. Or even at the dining table. They hit those spots where tension loves to hide, like the neck and shoulders. No special gear needed.
And if you can stand up.
Simple shoulder rolls, or just a big standing full body stretch. Great ways to break up sitting time and just, shake off some tension during the day. Quick hits.
Okay. And for when you have a bit more time, maybe winding down.
Yeah, the sources specifically mention some gentle floor poses. Child's pose came up a lot.
Ah, that one feels good.
It's described as really calming. Lets the back, hips, shoulders just release. And Savasana, or corpse pose.
Just lying there.
Just lying there, yeah.
Yeah.
But intentionally. Focusing on your breath, consciously letting go of effort. It sounds simple, but it's deeply restorative.
Okay, so the stretches themselves can be simple, but doing it safely and effectively is key, right? Especially for stress relief.
Crucial. And the sources had some really practical tips pointing out common mistakes to avoid.
Like the warm-up, I saw that mentioned. Never stretch cold muscles.
Absolutely critical. Big risk of injury otherwise. The recommendation is like 5-10 minutes of light activity first.
Like what? A quick walk?
Yeah, or some arm circles, leg swings, just something to get the blood flowing before you hold those static stretches.
Got it. And no bouncing?
Definitely no bouncing. That's ballistic stretching, and the sources are clear. It can cause micro tears in the muscle.
Ouch.
Yeah. The advice is always hold the stretch gently, steadily. Feel the tension, ease into it, but never push into actual pain. Usually 15-30 seconds is good.
Which brings us to breathing, maybe the most important part for stress relief.
So important. Holding your breath while stretching. It completely defeats the purpose. It actually increases tension.
Right.
You need deep, slow, rhythmic breathing. The classic advice is inhale to prepare, then exhale as you gently deepen the stretch.
And one source even mentions specific breathing techniques.
Yeah, like simple yoga breathing, or that 4-4-8 count, inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 8. Doing that before or during stretching can really amplify the calming effect.
Okay, and the big one, listening to your body. No pain.
No pain, absolutely.
No?
Stretch to that point of mild tension, like a gentle pull. That's the sweet spot. Pain is a stop sign. Pushing past it risks injury, which obviously isn't relaxing.
Respect your limits on any given day.
Exactly. And they also mentioned addressing imbalances.
Meaning?
Like if your hamstrings are always super tight but your quads are weaker, stretching both sides and opposing muscle groups helps with overall symmetry and posture. Less strain overall.
Makes sense. And finally, consistency.
Consistency trumps intensity every single time. Aim for maybe 2-3 times a week minimum, but honestly, even a few minutes daily can make a huge difference.
And mix it up. Don't just do the same 2 stretches forever.
Yeah, varying your stretches keeps it interesting, and make sure you hit different spots where stress might be hiding out.
Okay, so practical question. When should you stretch? Morning? Evening? Doesn't matter.
The sources looked at this, and basically the best time is the time that works for you and your goals.
Okay.
Morning stretching. Great for waking up the body, getting blood flowing, maybe boosting mental clarity for the day, sort of sets a positive tone. Good time for gentle, maybe some dynamic stretches.
And evening?
Evening stretching really shines for stress relief, according to the sources. Perfect for unwinding, releasing the day's tension, helping muscles recover, and crucially, prepping you for better sleep.
So maybe more static holds in a calm space.
Exactly. Paired with that mindful breathing, really leaning into the relaxation.
But ultimately, if you can only do mornings or only evenings or even just short breaks during the day.
That's the key. Find what you can stick with. Consistency is what brings the real benefits. A few minutes regularly beats a long session you hardly ever do.
Right. So let's sort of recap this deep dive. We've seen how stress isn't just in our heads. It really digs into our bodies as tension.
Deep-seated tension.
And simple, gentle stretching emerges from these sources as this incredibly powerful, accessible, low-cost tool.
Absolutely. It directly releases that physical tightness.
Improves circulation, helps calm the nervous system.
Actively engaging that rest and digest mode.
Fosters mindfulness by grounding you in the present.
And really improves sleep quality, all massive for managing stress.
It's not about becoming super flexible, is it? It's about creating a bit more ease.
Exactly. Space and ease in your body. which translates to space and ease in your mind.
And the keys are being gentle, consistent.
And really listening to what your body is telling you. Start small, focus on that feeling of release.
So here's something to think about. Knowing how much stress impacts us, physically and mentally, and knowing how simple stretching can be. How could just adding, say, 5 or 10 minutes of mindful movement change how you experience stress day to day? Maybe even right now, where you are. What's one tiny stretch you could try just to feel that little shift towards ease?